All right, so you said you're already recording?
Yes.
All right, I don't even know how we should really get started, to be honest with you. So what's the name we're going for?
Speaking Easy.
All right, so this is the first edition of Speaking Easy. I'm here. My name's Deuce, not Juice. Please don't drink me. We have a selection of great cocktails that you can be enjoying instead. And right here, I'm sitting with one of our co-founders. His name's Josh. Josh, I'll kind of let you take it away. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Josh. I'm one of the owners here. Brand new to Japan. I've only been around for 2 years, and I kind of own a business back home, and this is just something that's been exciting for me.
Got you. Well, I'm not going to get way too deep into it because I feel like we're going to have a little bit of a conversation. But first things first, let me make you a drink, bro.
Okay.
So you're familiar with our menu, you know, it changes up a little bit, but I figure we go a little bit nostalgic. So I think I'll go ahead and get you the flagship cocktail that we have over here called the Shinai. It's a very storied history. Even though I'm the person that curated it, I feel like Josh could tell you a little bit of a better story while I get all my ingredients together.
Sure. From my knowledge, I may, mess the story up or not give it, the full what it deserves. But from what I understand is, as a company or as a bar, we kind of live by one common creed: walk with kings, but never lose common touch. Meaning, like, hold yourself accountable, but never forget where you are. So hold yourself to a high standard. And in my opinion, this is the drink that actually represents everything from it, because where Deuce, first came around or first felt welcome was a place called Shinai, and that's a town out in Nishinari, which has a bad reputation for either it being violence, drugs, war, all that type of stuff. Very bad reputation. People are scared to still go to that town even today. But when you actually arrive there, it's just nothing but old people who want to drink. So to me, this is what that represents, because it's never judge a book by its cover. When you first get the drink, it's smoky, it's deep, it feels like a very manly drink. But when you finally actually drink it, it's just smooth. It comes down easy. It's by far my favorite drink.
Oh, thank you. That was a beautiful description of the drink, actually. Like I said, you could probably tell it a million times better than I could. I just like drinking it. So we're probably going to have to do a little bit of a cut because I can't find my blowtorch. Ha, 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 ha. Blowtorch, where are you? Nothing is ever anywhere when you actually need it.
That's the goal of the show, hide and seek. Hit all of his stuff before.
Oh, that would have been a horrible fucking show. Actually, where is it? This is very concerning. I think you're gonna have to put in like the technical difficulty error thing in there. Why was it back there? How did you know it was back there? Did you put it back there? You're trying to sabotage me, bro. All right, so anyway. So the Shinai itself is a milk wash baked bourbon. We basically wanted to deconstruct what an old fashioned was by making it something new. If you don't know anything about Japanese, like Shin means new, Sakai means world. So it's like a new world, but we're using a lot of older techniques and just bringing them back up to the forefront, giving them the proper credence that they deserve. So first thing I'm gonna do right here is I'm just gonna go ahead and smoke your ice. This is very clean ice, and we're smoking it with a mixture of hickory. Yeah, hickory's a word. Hickory and oak wood barrels. So it's gonna have like that same kind of smoky aroma that you would get from a lot of bourbons without that actual harsh flavor yet. So we're gonna go ahead and top that off. We're gonna let them talk while I finish up this cocktail. And then to that, we're gonna add our pre-batched Shinai. It has all the same ingredients. The milk wash itself has been infused with chamomile tea and dark Somerset tea. Shout out to Dilma for giving me the highlight and the platform to actually be able to go ahead and do that. There's also a homemade tea syrup and 3 different bitters that include hinoki, angostura, and orange bitters as well. We're just gonna go ahead, ice that down. Get a nice little stir. just till it's chilled. We don't want to over dilute our drink yet. Pour that down. Watch a little bit of that smoke bellow out. Nice grown and sexy vibes going on over here. And we go ahead and present it to one of my best friends in the world, Josh. So Josh, enjoy.
It never ceases to amaze me with all the presentation.
Oh man, you know we aim to please around here.
Still, to this day, without having little background in either drinking or anything, bar related, this drink alone, and I tell this to everyone, it's not because it's the most expensive drink on the menu, it's because it actually changed my view about how drinking should be done. And ever since then, I can't get enough of the drink.
Well, I'm gonna be basic because we got a lot to talk about, so I'll just take a shot with you for now. Cheers, baby. So actually, there are 3 co-founders here. There's myself, there's Josh, and there's Eric. Eric's somewhere behind the camera. Hey, Eric, come here real quick. Just I don't know, put a finger in there somewhere so people know who you are. There you go, that's Eric. So Eric's always like behind the scenes, and that's kind of his responsibility here. When it comes to how you feel about the space, where do you feel like you fit in with the team best yet? Like, of course, like, I bring the pretty face and I bring the cocktails around.
I was sure I was bringing the pretty face.
Okay.
No, where I fit in, I'm a very good people person, so being able to bring connections to whatever you have or try to find new opportunities within the space, that's kind of my job. Later down the road, I would definitely like to be playing a lot more, hands-on role, but I'm pretty sure it's been taken care of since the beginning.
Got you. And it's crazy because me and Josh and Eric, me and Eric have known each other for many, many, many years. But me and Josh are relatively new compatriots yet, less than 2 years for sure. And we met over a game of Magic the Gathering, not this kind, but like that kind. And this is actually one of the cards that we keep on the shelf that kind of reminds us, for the nerds out there in the crowd, you can type in the comments below what card and what set that comes from if you're really about that life. But yeah, like I said, you are so eloquently just good at saying stuff.
Oh, I'm a storyteller for sure.
You're the storyteller.
I'm a storyteller for sure.
So how about you tell the story about how we ended up meeting, as well as how we even came up to this concept to be able to sit down and have this conversation.
It's actually very interesting. For the longest time, I'm a somewhat successful person, but I never really had something that was my own. So for many years, at least 5 even, I've been trying to find something that I can call my own. And I've been working constantly, never having a vacation. So one day I just decided, I'm like, I just need one. I need to get out. I need to do something. And my friend Masashi, who is also the central being that connected us all, he always been reaching out to me. Like, I wouldn't say I'm very close with many people, but he would always reach out. It's like, hey, when you're coming to Japan, you should come visit me. And I was never really close to him to begin with, so I kept pushing it off. So I finally just decided to pick up and go. And this was about December of 2022, moving into January of 2023. And immediately I fell in love with it. I immediately tried to search for options, businesses, whether it be real estate, other businesses to find, and I just couldn't find it. Did some research into Airbnbs, wasn't really a thing. It was too complicated. And then throughout that time, I ended up getting introduced to Deuce through a local game of Magic. We all got invited to his house. He was a very welcoming person, very friendly person. So we kind of hit it off right away. He offered us to go out, and we stayed out all night. He ended up introducing me to a bunch of new bars, a bunch of new places, and I fell in love with it. So me being the type of person that I am, and I asked him, like, hey, what would you want to do? If you had the opportunity to start a business, what would you do? And he's like, I would start a bar. And he's like, oh, I'm like, okay, well, how much does it cost to start a bar in Japan? And he gave me a number. I'm like, okay, well, if you give me a business plan, we'll figure it out. And out of probably no less than 50 people, he was the only person who actually came to his word and actually came up with a business plan. And less than 1 year later, we actually opened.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we're about to hit our first year anniversary, August 25th. Unfortunately, you're not going to be here for the actual date, but we have so many activities just leading up to that, like the flash tattoos. We got DJs from all around the area, local, international. And then we also got live jazz performance on the 21st. I think that's tomorrow. So just from conception all the way up until this point, at least for me, it's been a blessing to work with all of you guys and just really get into the nitty gritty of like learning how to be in food and beverage together, learning how to properly get things ordered. When things get messy, for lack of better terms, how do we come together as a team overall to fix those issues? And I feel like as a first year business, there's definitely a lot of growing pains and there's still a lot of stuff left to do. But we're really, really, really excited just to be able to celebrate that 1 year and all of those ups and downs, you know.
And you really come to like get to know each other in 1 year, and like for things that you thought would easy would be actually really difficult.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like things that were expected to go right didn't. But like honestly, and I know I've said this in private many times, there's not a team I would rather do it with, because time and time again, people have stood up to the plate, showed what they can do, and there's a reason why we got so far in just 1 year.
Most definitely. But yeah, big ups to you. Big ups to Eric behind the camera over here. Just a real shy individual, but he really steps up his game. He makes a lot of things happen, like making this video and editing. Maybe like a cool, like something, like I'm shooting fire beams or like spider webs out. Let's see if we can get that.
Because he was Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I am Spider-Man, bro. I love Spider-Man with a fucking passion. I shouldn't be cursing, but yeah, Spider-Man, he's always like watching out for us. He's up on the bar. I'm actually Spider-Man some days, but I'm not supposed to talk about that one.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one. At least for cocktails. Everybody at least gets one shot, one opportunity, Eminem, I guess. All right, but as far as being like a new business owner, relatively, right? In a foreign country, because you're not based in Japan.
No.
So what really gave you that confidence to be like, all right, I'm going to open a business in Japan with these people that I met less than 1 year ago?
That's a very difficult question on my end, because again, like I said, for a long time I've been trying to find something by myself, and I've never been the idea person. I'm more of the doer, get things done. Like if once something's there, I can branch it out and do multiple things with this idea. And through Deuce's passion and Deuce's like integrity that he showed me through just the small time we've been together, it made me want to take that chance, and whether it succeeds or not, you know, I could say I at least tried. And since then, it's whether it be through tough times, easy times, it's been truly a blessing to be able to work with someone like him.
Oh, well, thank you. I am him. I am Timothy Neutron. But no, like you've given at least me the ability to kind of go ahead and create a space that I felt was lacking here in Osaka, with this space being Subterra, being underground, being counterculture to what you would consider a traditional cocktail bar as far as like Japanese standards go. It's primarily been really, really cool coming up with this concept and walking with this idea of like making people feel welcome, like everybody's a VIP, treating everybody with kindness and respect upwards and foremost yet, and just overall having good vibes only within these four walls.
Yeah. So have you always had this concept in mind, or is it just like created on the spot?
Well, you know, we talked about like names, like of course we drew up the business plan, but we didn't actually know like what the space would look like in totality. So when we found this space, it was actually an office. It doesn't look anything like that anymore. At first, sure. It was just 4 white walls. The ceiling was about this high.
To be in a basement, I think that's like a dungeon. That's like scary. I don't want to work here, right? But it's night and day to what it used to be. I wish we took pictures of the old.
Oh no, yeah, we got pictures. We got pictures. Editor, show picture. Go. Okay. But yeah, like we've been able to kind of tear out all this stuff and really put our own fingerprint on it. So with us being underground, we're really keen to just being like as deep as it goes. Of course, like you have surface level, but we want people to just really come in here, vibe out.
Yes.
Be unpretentious as possible, and you know, just let people express themselves freely. That's how come we have all these different murals. We express ourselves through our drinks. When we have pop-ups for food, people they really get the chance to create and show themselves. And the same thing with artists, whether that's written art by customers or things that we commission, or even the live performers that we have here. You know, we really try to be an inclusive space, and first and foremost, just let people express themselves freely without judgment. So I think it's been a really cool concept that we've been able to put together, and the sense of community that we're able to create within seconds of people walking through that door. It makes it worth it for me at the end of the day, you know. Some days are really tough, some days are tougher than others, but every day I am privileged to service individuals in this capacity. Yeah.
So, as a question that you asked me about being a new business owner, like, have you ever felt like you would get to this point, like, or is this just something that you've always been passionate about? Like, was it really like, do you think that this would have happened eventually, or is it just like opportunity?
Well, you know, luck is just experience meeting opportunity, right? And I had the opportunity and I had the experience, and just the serendipitous events that happened around that just happened as they did, you know. At the base level of any sort of career, any sort of job I've taken up is to make sure that people feel loved, heard, and appreciated, right? And make sure that I'm providing some kind of like safe space or safe service. So just being able to curate that on my own on a daily basis, not only for myself, but instilling those values into my staff members, and just really showing all the service that we can to our customers to make sure that they feel heard, loved, and respected has always been a top priority of mine. Did I think it would be a bar? No. But it just kind of made sense when you look at my history. Like, I've been bar backing for a while. I've been a club promoter out this way. I just really like the nightlife scene. And the nightlife scene is sometimes can be quite toxic. You know, people are always like, you know, gossiping or, you know, just tearing other people down. People get sloppy when they get drunk. There's fights, this, that, and the other. And that part of nightlife I didn't really enjoy. The part of nightlife that I did enjoy was people just freely being themselves, freely having fun, being able to drink without judgment, you know, and then being able to meet all these different people that you probably would never meet. Because once you become an adult, it's very difficult to make like new friends or just like new connections. But you can sit next to somebody in a bar and you could just literally start talking about pretty much anything. You know? And that part I really like. So that's the part that we kind of like, let's say it's a steak. We threw away all the fat, all the bad, all the negativity, and just kept this beautiful filet mignon as far as like the concept of what nightlife could be at its peak performance, even though we're underground.
And I appreciate that, like that being our mantra, like being able to not only remember where you came from, but like being able to hold yourself to that high standard so you can be yourself around others.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's definitely something that I kept close to my heart. And sometimes it's like easy to forget when, you know, you go out and being an adult and doing other things. But like you said, nightlife, you can actually just truly be yourself. Just forget where you came from, what your 9 to 5 is, and just let loose.
Exactly. All right, you're looking a little empty.
It was so good. I just
no. You're good.
I drank it almost as if it was a shot.
Speaking of which, got a little game for us to play.
Oh no, I'm scared actually.
So, you know, I'm always in the laboratory. I'm always cooking up new things.
Yeah.
So, in one of these shots is one of our fat wash infusions that we keep on hand, and another is just plain water yet. So, I'm gonna let you choose either number 1 or number 2, and we're gonna try to play poker face.
Poker face.
Yeah. So, you want number 1 or you want number 2?
One number 2.
One number 2? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you positive?
Yes.
Are you sure?
This is scary.
All right. So I will tell you, one of these is fat wash tequila with chili in it.
Oh no. And I hate tequila.
So we're gonna go ahead and cheers.
Gonna see who can poker face?
Yeah, we're gonna see who poker face.
I can already tell this is not the right one.
It's a pretty good shot, huh? Not spicy at all, huh?
It's very spicy, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm trying to become a more manly drinker.
All right. I respect it. All right, so you passed the test. So from this point, we're gonna go ahead and just shot off a bunch of questions yet. So Eric, you said we're gonna do like a quick round, something like that. So from behind the camera, I just feel like you can ask, and I don't know, maybe edit stuff later. Yeah. Cool.
Surprised you didn't die. Because is that the one you gave me before?
Yeah.
It was that one was.
I got a high spice tolerance. I got a high pain tolerance.
But like, see, like when it comes to drinks, it's different. Like I can eat like spicy food, and I have pretty high spicy food. With drinks, like mixed with liquor, giant vagina. Like.
All right, Eric, you're good?
Okay, so I have a few questions.
Okay.
They are different set of questions for each of you.
Okay.
Because you have different roles in the bar.
Got you.
But I will start. Who wants to start?
We start with our guests.
Okay.
That's something we gotta fix.
Damn, you ever see those videos where like the goes on?
Yeah. We got the X on top, so we don't have that problem. So it's okay. All right, Josh, after you, brother.
All right, Josh. What's your favorite drink on the menu?
It's funny to go over my favorite drink because it's always been the Shinai. No matter what time or when I come back, I have to order at least one. Not only because of the story it represents, not saying that any other, I think every one of our signature cocktails has a story, but this one sit close to home because it's easy to forget where you came from. And this honestly changed my mentality about what drinking should be. As a person who does not go out, who does not drink very often, this made me want to get into the industry alone.
I'm just go ahead and flex that real quick. It's T Takeoff champion. Cocktail winning right here. It's never coming off the menu, baby.
Number one Osaka.
Next, how do you like your whiskey? Neat, on the rocks, or mixed?
Whiskey. So if I were to just go on a normal time, I would have a whiskey Coke. But lately I've been trying to, like I said, be a more manly drinker. I do like it on the rocks after it's watered down a bit. Like I'll have it let it sit a little bit.
It just opens it up a little bit. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So normally I'm like a Jack and Coke kind of person, but like every time I would go, speaking of which, this is a good statement. Every time I would go to a bar, when I decide to go to a bar, I'd be like, hey, I want to try something new. Can you like make something for me? And it's always that like, I don't want to really think about it. And that's why like this really opened up, because as soon as I drink it, it's different on more on a conceptual basis rather than just like drinking it. Because I come from a old background of like being able to cook, so be able to match like flavor profiles. I never thought about that in terms of drinking. I didn't know that's what that can do, but that's what opened my eyes here. So being able to drink something like this as well makes me want to do more and explore. So like that's why I've been trying to whiskey on the rocks or some type of other mixed drinks, because I'm like the girliest drinker.
Cool. So TDLR, whiskey, a little bit of water in there on the rocks. Okay, next question.
What's the best part of co-owning a bar?
Ooh, yeah, that's a little bit more in tune, guy.
Meeting people. I miss, so being in sales, I'm always on the phone. I don't really get to talk to people. So like being able to do this makes you want to go out, meet more people to bring more opportunities to the bar. So something that's putting me out of my comfort zone, being able to either A, want to start bartending myself because I'm being inspired to do it, or just being able to meet the people that come in to find out why people like the space. So that's always been my favorite, being able to meet new people and you know, just like you said, nightlife, bringing out the real people. Yeah.
Nice.
No.
Next, what's the most challenging part of running a bar?
Ooh,
Living out of state. I mean, out of country. Living out of country is the hardest because, like, when you get truly passionate about something, especially coming from someone like me, I tend to fixate on things or else I lose it, right? So when I'm here, I want to just like, I want to do everything. I want to learn how to mix. I want to learn how to bartend, bar back. I want to be able to just to come in and clean stuff. I want to do everything. I want to be able to be the biggest help I could possibly be. But being outside of the country, I can only do so much. So my main focus is to fixate on the more opportunities we can bring outside of Subterra, whether it be sponsorship deals, new bar opportunities, investors, events, all that type of stuff. It has its own, rewarding in its own right. So by far, being out of, not being able to be as hands-on as I want to be is the hardest thing I could possibly think
gotcha.
of.
Yeah, that'd be kind of rough yet, I feel like. Cool, next one.
All right, what's one thing you always do when visiting other bars?
Visiting other bars. It's funny because if I ever try to like go to a bar, it's always this one. If I go to, if I go out, and that's because I want to see everyone, see how well it's doing. If I were to go to another bar, I actually try to get to know the bartender. I have a tough time being able to like make friends and like get introduced to people. So one of the places that actually reminded me of is some place in Nishinari that Deuce introduced me to. Me not being able to speak Japanese is a very big hindrance to like just being here. But one of the most welcoming places was I'm sure you know the name of it. Tora. Yeah.
The karaoke spot. Yeah.
Yes, the karaoke spot. Yes, and that was by far the most welcome spot I've been outside of here. So whenever I go there, it doesn't matter if I speak English. I can just order a drink and just sit there and enjoy it. Or if I come with someone who speaks, it's always a full conversation. How you been? I'm glad you came back, you know, and she's always making fun of me for not speaking Japanese.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I honestly can't really say because I don't go to another bar, but the best thing I can say is just get to know the people that are either working there or around if they speak English. Yeah.
Cool. Gotcha.
Next one.
Describe Subterra in one word.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're going first because I for all these I'm already on top, but that one I would have to think about.
You got different questions.
Oh, for real? All right, that's fucked up.
First word that comes to mind is authentic.
Authentic. Ooh, that's a statement. I like that. Why authentic though? I'm doing the interview again. This is my ship. I'll be back.
So the reason why I think it's authentic is because we put everything out on the table, right? It's not like something we read offline. It's not something that like you're gonna go and people are just like upsell this, upsell that. It's just it's true connection. It's this like example Shinsekai or B's Tea. It is something that is like original to us and. All of it has its own story. So for Subterra, just like the art and the places, everything has its own story, whether it be good vibes, you know, walking with kings never lose common touch, or just like people being who they are. It's just, it seems authentic. That's the first word. I wouldn't say that's the only thing, one word I can describe it with, but that is the first one that comes to mind.
I like that. We've definitely tried to go above and beyond to make sure that we are unique and authentic, true to ourselves as well as true to our values as well. So even though you live out of country, just for you to be able to walk in and see the passion, see how people are interacting with each other and just say like, yeah, this is authentic. Like nobody's faking it till they make it, any sort of thing like that. Nobody's trying to be posh or anything.
Exactly. We're this is you know, American flavored Japanese bar, right? So like when you come in, you know,
I like that. I never really thought about it like that, but
yeah. So like when you come in, like we're not trying to pretend we're something else. It's something that you come in, and yeah, we're in Japan. We'll have that influence, but we still have that American feel, that speakeasy vibe. That you know, when you come in, you're going to get exactly what you pay for, and you're going to enjoy the time while you're here.
Nice. I like that one. I never really thought about it like that. Like, how would I describe the bar? It's American flavored Japanese bar. There you go. I like that. All right. Sponsor this man. All right, where's the next questions?
Last question for Josh.
Okay.
If you could add one thing to the bar, what would it be?
Oh, you better be careful with this one.
I want to think on this more, but the first one that comes to mind is me.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fair. I give you that one.
But
that's fair.
If I were to think on this question a little bit more, to add, honestly, like I don't like using the word perfect, but like we're achieving exactly what we wanted. Whether it's like at the speed that we want or at the volume that we want, I feel the word I use, authentic, is right, and that's what we achieved. So from my perspective, the only thing that we're missing is me wanting to be more involved to get up to a level as you, and I've said this multiple times, but I think over time that's just something that will evolve.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. All right. That was a good speed run. Now let's see if I can do it quicker. All right, here we go.
Okay, what's your go-to cocktail?
Go-to cocktail? Either a old-fashioned or gin tonic.
I love gin
Favorite
tonics.
ingredient to work with?
Favorite ingredient to work with? Vibes.
Most unusual drink request you received?
So many. Okay. A neat vodka martini, which is basically just a shot of vodka. They just wanted a fancy glass.
If you weren't a bartender, what would you be?
A superstar.
What's your guilty pleasure drink?
My guilty pleasure drink? Ooh, what's my guilty pleasure drink?
Something
Shirley Temple.
Yeah, I was going to say something. I drink with your pinky out.
Shirley Temple.
Biggest pet peeve at the bar?
Biggest pet peeve at the bar is people not knowing what they want to order when they get my attention. Because they're like, oh, I want a drink. Can you make a recommendation? And it's like, I make a recommendation. And I explain every single drink on the thing. And then they just get a tequila sunrise. Very annoying.
I noticed that, like, when I come to a cocktail bar, and like,
Or they just order a beer. That's even worse.
That's exactly what I was
That's
gonna
even
say.
worse.
Yeah. So like, I'm sitting next to a person, and I said this to the to my fiance. Why do you come to a cocktail bar and the first thing you order is a beer? The only
No, that's perfectly fine.
Huh?
You can come into this bar, you can order a beer. That is your prerogative.
Yeah, right.
But if you want me to painstakingly describe every single drink on my menu that I've spent many months of R&D on in order a fucking beer, I'm gonna feel some kind of way. Next question.
Yeah. The way she explained it was interesting. It's like, you know, you want to get ready for like the new flavor, so you get something to loosen you up, and then you move on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Most memorable customer interaction?
Most memorable customer. Oh man, I have so many memorable customer interactions. Most memorable. I don't want to. They're also memorable to me. I can't put one over the other. But I will say I do enjoy the nights where I can close up the bar early, just because like you only have like a handful of customers, and then bounce around with this customer, like to different bars that I like, and then they come back every single night that they're in town with new friends and new experiences. I most enjoy those interactions.
Last question. One word to describe your bartending style?
Mad scientist.
That's 2 words. Ooh, that's a tough one. One word. One more time the question. One word.
Word to describe your bartending style?
Experimental.
No. My bartending style, like that way I put together stuff, or the way that I just like handle things.
However you want to interpret.
Ah, man. Okay, so I would say in one word, my bartending style is intentional. It's very intentional. Like every move that I make, every drink that I make, every conversation that I have, and how I talk to my staff members, everything is intentional. It might not seem like it at the time, but there's a reason and rhyme to everything that I do. Cool. All right, so is that it for the fast swirl? Okay, cool. So I feel like, you know, we've had a little bit of this, that, back and forth. If there was one thing, well, I guess this is my last question to you. And you can feel free to ask me the same question, because, you know, we're both at that level. What is one thing that you want to say to the people who might be interested in coming to this bar? Like, what would be your elevator pitch behind Subterra? Only 30 seconds. Okay, we got to make a reel out of this.
So, be experimental, try new things. Be open to new experiences, and let yourself go. Because all Subterra is good vibes, whether it be the exponential grade of cocktails or just the conversations that you have. Be open to outside your norm.
That was pretty good.
And
All
you?
right. My elevator pitch for Subterra. Ready, set, go. All right, so Subterra is a space that is both welcoming for freedom of expression. Be who you want to be. Just come down. Good vibes only. First shot's on me. Second one and third one should be on you because I've shown you my kindness. Otherwise, you can always leave the tip right here. Love you. All right, so with all that being said, thank you guys so much. Josh, thank you for making the time to sit down. I know you had to fly halfway around the world to have this interview, which is greatly appreciated. But for the rest of you guys moving forward in the future, we want to have more conversations like this. If you're a bartender or if you're just in the area, you got an interesting story, feel free. I'll make you a drink. We can go back and forth and just really vibe off of each other. It's Deuce B signing out with my boy Josh. Cool. All right, there you go.
Good one.